you're not really lacking anything. You need to remove all this bullshit that you've put in front of yourself. You need to get back into your body, because a lot of us are just like, what is good, everybody? It's Fearless Dan back with the Fearless family. Today we're going to be doing a little cute Q&A, just really informal. Some of you guys actually reached out to me just with some quick questions, and so I just want to take the time right now to directly answer those. We're gonna dive deep right into those, like SpongeBob SquarePants. Hey Dan, I've been depressed as hell lately. I just started at college, and social anxiety and general anxiety of starting school is surely a factor. I've been wanting to hop on NoFap for so long, but it's just been so damn hard for me, man. It honestly feels impossible. One major issue we have with anxiety, I definitely have this issue, working on it, but it was a lot worse when I was several years younger. And it's that we resist these feelings a lot. So first we feel anxiety and we feel bad. Then we feel bad about feeling bad about anxiety. Then you feel worse about feeling bad about your anxiety. It has a multiplication factor. This is the huge dilemma with these negative emotions. It's not that these negative emotions are horrible or anxiety's so bad. It's that we're not really looking at them in the best light. The paradigms in which that we're living in and looking at these things doesn't really help us, kind of puts us in the gutter. So like they say, what you resist persists. And what I would recommend is really taking the time to sit down with yourself. Get like a little booklet like this. Get something you can just write in. Start writing out your anxieties. I feel anxiety. Okay, so that's the first thing. That's the emotion. What am I anxious about? I'm afraid of talking to really attractive women. Why am I afraid? She might notice the huge dildo in my ass. Maybe deep down, I just don't feel enough for these super hot women. Maybe on a subconscious level, maybe you guys have this too, that you just don't feel like you're worthy, that you're not enough, that these people are above you. And consciously you're like, oh no, that's not true. But what is causing you to feel all this anxiety and emotions, right? One way you can understand your subconscious mind, like consciously you're watching me, you can see my hand moving, you can see this pen, you're aware of me and what I'm saying and the content, and that you're watching a video. That's like your conscious mind, right? Now your unconscious mind is this. What did you eat a week ago? When's the last time you cut your hair? Okay, so the conscious mind is all the information about your life that you're unaware of. And that's everything, dude. It's everything in your life. All the good, all the bad, everything that's happened since you were a child, it all gets buried in your subconscious mind. It has everything. Everything. When you have people who New Year's resolution, I'm gonna get fit, and they go for 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, maybe a month and a half, but then they fall off, is because they're trying to work from their conscious mind, but on a subconscious level, they don't really care. On a subconscious level, they want to just sabotage themselves. On a subconscious level, they're like, oh, you're trying to get healthy? Come on, that's not who you are. You don't deserve to be healthy. Just go be lazy, go be fat. That's what's happening. A lot of our inner issues and anxieties work in a similar fashion, is that on a core level, you haven't changed. On a core level, you're still the same. And we try to run away from this in many ways. But the sooner you can just look at it and be like, yeah, maybe on a core level, I have a lot of weird insecurities about myself, and that I have maybe a lot of self-doubt, or I look down upon myself. The sooner you can do that, the sooner you can liberate yourself from it. And you know, personally for me, I might really not think that I'm worth that much to these attractive women. Seriously, on a deep subconscious level. You know, it hurts your ego to say that, but seriously, that might be the case. So accepting it, there's nothing wrong with accepting it. It's okay to accept it. So accept your fears, accept your anxieties. I would recommend doing a meditation, you know, and feeling those anxieties in your body and letting them go, you know, like really feeling the body. tapping into different parts of your body. Social anxiety is this stupid pressure that you're placing on yourself, and law of state transference. So whatever you're feeling, the person that you're talking to, they're gonna feel it too. So if you're feeling pressured, if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling scared, they're gonna feel that from you. They're not gonna feel comfortable. They're gonna feel a little irritated. They're gonna be like, whoa, they're gonna get weirded out. You're gonna creep them out. They'd be like, why is this guy so uncomfortable with himself? Like, why is he talking to me like this? Like, I don't know about this guy. They're not gonna feel good things towards you. One awesome way to help with your social anxiety is understanding the bigger picture here. No one gives a shit about your social anxiety. No one gives a fuck about what you're going through. Like, in terms of people on campus, I obviously care. That's why I'm making this. But on a mass level, like the people that are on the campus, when you go out, strangers on the street, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't care if you're feeling nervous or if you're feeling ecstatic. It doesn't really matter to them because they're in their own world just like you. So when you realize that everyone's just kind of living up here in their head, that it's just like, first there's a logical understanding that you're, receiving this and you can logically understand it. But when you're out on the streets, you don't think that. Like, you don't feel that. Like, when you're out on the streets, when you're in class, when you're on campus, you're like, all eyes on me, all eyes on me, all eyes on me. Brr, what do I say? What do I say? I don't know what to say. I'm scared. I'm anxious. I don't want to impose on their life. I don't want to. You're getting in your own way. You don't need to add anything. A lot of us think that, okay, I need to add something. Okay, I need to add more confidence. Oh, okay, I need to add this to my life. Oh, okay, I need to add that. You don't need to add anything here. You're not really lacking anything. You need to remove. You need to remove all this bullshit that you've put in front of yourself. You need to get back into your body, because a lot of us are just like all sucked in our mind and we're just hazed up here. Come back into your body. Feel your body. Make an action plan, obviously. Try to just set a minimum for yourself. Talk to just one person a day. Can be anybody. Can be the smallest thing. If it's just a hello. In terms of your nofap, you need to go back to your why. A lot of us, when we fall off of it, when we start binging, when we get in a cycle where it's impeding on our life and having bad effects, you lost track of your why. Why equals how, and how equals why. If you want to learn how to do something, ask yourself why. How badly do you want it? Why do you even want to do it in the first place? As soon as the why comes into place, you'll be like, oh, I don't need to learn the 423rd rule of nofap. I just needed to understand that, this was an addiction in the past, and every time I do it, it leads me down a dark hole, and this is time that I'll save, okay? Understand why you're doing it. So we'll leave that at that. On to the next question. Hey, what's up, man? Hope you're doing good.
I'm doing great.
I came to message you because I'm lost. I'm 15 years of age, and a long time I've been doing nothing but wasting my life away. I was born in Portugal. I had an abusive father, which led to my mother moving to England, where she had family. From there, we had no money. I was 7 years old when I first moved to England. My mother became an alcoholic, and my life went downhill from that point. From age 7 to 13, my life was to an extent not too bad. I had family who cared for me, and I had a lot of friends. I moved across England at some point due to my mother finding someone she fell in love with, and I left my dear family and friends. From then on, I started becoming more depressed. I locked myself in my room, played on my computer for countless hours. When I started 8th grade after moving across England, I then realized I was struggling to socialize with people. I was shy and found it hard to talk to people. And from age 13 to 15 is when my life started going really downhill. At school, I wasn't popular, but I wasn't unpopular either. After years of spending my life on the internet, my mom's boyfriend also started getting concerned and tells me that I need to get my life sorted. I'm now at 11th grade, and I've started to realize how much of a bad state I'm in. I never really go out. I have different moods. I think you mentioned this in your video. As in the most time I'm in a plain mood, I look depressed, but when I'm talking to people and socializing, I tend to be in a better mood and I can talk better. I sometimes seem awfully awkward when talking to people. Now the real problem is that I've been giving up with my studies. I'm not sure what to do at this point. Most of my friends are getting small jobs and starting earning some money, but I'm honestly too anxious and nervous to go out and get one. I spend a lot of time smoking weed and I waste my life away. I'm not sure if much of this even made sense. Thank you for reaching out, man. And I can relate a lot with you, man. When I was in high school, shitty upbringing. My father left at age 2, so it's pretty much fatherless my whole life. And I also found out at a later date that he wanted to abort me. So that's fucked. That's really fucked up. I laugh to cope, but sometimes when I really sink into the emotions, it makes me cry. But yeah, it's traumatic, and a lot of your problems stem from when you were younger. And it's not like I'm here to like victimize you, like, oh, poor you, don't do anything, just sit and be sad. It's acknowledging the pain, and I can relate a lot, dude. It hasn't been easy. I think we can say that for the least. But at this point, it's like you have opportunities, you're blessed, you're alive, you're breathing. You have the internet, which is an incredible tool. You wouldn't have been able to reach out to me if you didn't. You know, the internet was an incredible tool. I've met some amazing people via the internet. Shout out to Gaz. So you need to use the tools that you have right now, and you need to get an advantage. You need to get an up, okay? Right now, you're at a point where 5-10 years later, you're gonna have a lot of regret if you don't do something about your life. Trust me. It's like I'm looking back on myself talking to you. That's legit how this feels. Face your fears now, okay? Your fears aren't as scary. It's like you holding onto a cliff, and you feel like if you were to let go of the cliff, you're gonna fall into this abyss, and your fears are gonna suck you up. It's like suicide. You're gonna die. Like, no, I must hold on with my dear life, please. There is no fall. If you let go and you face your fears, you only go up. And that's how you're gonna build your confidence, is when you face your fears and then you realize, oh shit, I didn't die, I'm okay. That's how confidence is built. Like, once you start realizing how much power you have over yourself, and that when you get yourself in when you get into tough scenarios, when you get in front of adversity, then you realize, oh shit, I'm fine, I'm gonna be okay. No matter what tough scenario I get in, I'm always gonna come out on top. So it's a skill. It's literally a muscle. It's a muscle you have to start training. And everyone knows the first day you go into the gym, you have no idea what to do. You don't know what muscles to train. Everything feels totally new. You feel like everything you're doing is wrong. And then after that workout, you go home, you wake up, you're like, oh, you feel exhausted, right? It's gonna be the same thing when you're trying to learn a new skill. This is called the pain period of really trying to open up that part of your brain. There's wires that you have to start wiring in your brain, and that goes for like your social skills. That goes for challenging other parts of your life. In terms of your studies, like I said, get to the why. Why do you even want to do these studies? Is school and university a career path you're even interested in? Now's a really good time to be like, okay, I need to think about what I want to do with my life. Do I want to go to college? Do I want to go to university? Do I want to do trades? Do I just want to like graduate high school and like travel and just work side jobs and find out who I am? This is the best time. Like, don't get trolled by your peers. I think what you need to learn is that it's okay to speak your mind, and nothing bad happens when you talk to people. Sometimes in these environments you get bullied, and what happens is they're like, okay, if I just shut up, I'll be safe. But no, you'll actually never be safe. There is no 100% guarantee of safety in the real world. In the real world, you can get fucked at any moment. So the sooner you learn how to be your own person, the sooner you learn how to hold your own ground, the sooner you'll live a happier life, a more fulfilling life, and actually a safer life when you think about it. Years go by, and now you're living in an unfulfilling life, regretful life. You're looking back at your memories, looking back at your past, and you just cringe and you want to shit your pants. You don't have any diapers to cover your butt, and now you're gonna fucking kill yourself. Okay, that is not something you want to do. You need to take your fears step by step. You need to take the parts of your life that you need to improve and work on step by step. Start with the basics. Okay, socialize with people. It's really not hard. When you're in class, force yourself, push yourself, gun to your head, okay? Answer question or make up a fucking question in your head. It's about the socialization. Initially, it's going to be super tough, but over time, when you keep taking action, you're going to go from feeling really insecure and wanting to better your social skills. You'll get better, you'll get better, you'll get better. Then you get to a point where you're a lot more carefree and relaxed. And then after class, you'll go crack jokes with the teacher, or after class, you'll start feeling like the life of the party. And it only starts once you take the first step. You have to take the first step. The last question here comes from Shibdullah Khabdu. Your video changed the way I think. I have the same problems and they've just been getting worse. I just been in the house playing video games and eating. I want to change after watching your video. I also have a YouTube channel and I want to start, posting content. Where should I start? He's wondering. So looks like you're starting to find like cool hobbies and a passion, but you also have like these limiting factors like being addicted to food or just playing too much video games. Burning a lot of your time on... You rappers acting stupid. I'll take your ears like Cupid takes your heart and leave you looping. Except I'm moving heavy. Be steady, grooving deadly. The smelly goblins hating, but I'm happy that that's awesome. Forgot to disable that. Oh, that's lit. Thank you for the sub. One concept you really need to understand. If you want to start posting content and helping out other people, if that's the content style you want to shoot for, this is what you need to understand. You must help yourself before you help others. There's no way you can begin to help others without helping yourself. And if you do that, if you neglect yourself and start helping others, you start destroying yourself. And in turn, the help that you give to others will not be to its full potential and can actually weigh you down and them as well. And that's just real. That's why I kind of started my channel off as a documentation, not really like sharing my experiences, instead of coming and saying like this is definitive or this or that. Kind of just explaining and sharing. You need to help yourself out first. And even when I did start my channel, I had other parts of my life that I was working on and was bettering: physical fitness, this, that. So when you're at an all-time low, get out of the low, work through it. Document that process. But when you're ready to get to the point of like, okay, I want to help people, I want to make this type of content, I want to get to a stage where you're kind of in quote unquote a guru, but not like in a formal way, just kind of like a teacher, then you really need to understand like, okay, do I have this down? Do I have a little bit more knowledge than most people? That's when you ask yourself that question. So right now, like I said, a lot of you guys, what I see a recurring theme with these questions, you don't know your fucking why, okay? You don't know your fucking purpose. Otherwise, if you know your why, if you know your purpose, you're not gonna sit around all day and loafed and feel bad about it, okay? When you know your purpose, you're just on it. You're like, okay, this is what I want to do. I love it. I'm inspired. What do I have to do to achieve it? And you'll just take that action and you'll balance your life out. It's not like you gotta be, I'm obsessed, I need to get it. That comes like from a place of desperation. You have to understand that it's not about needing, but it's about like wanting it. It's about being inspired, but not desperate, okay? Inspiration, not desperation, okay? So just let those things sink in. If you guys have any more questions, be sure to drop it in the comments. That's the end of this Q&A. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Fearless Dan. Peace out.